Welcome all wrist and welcome to another unboxing. As you can see, I've ripped off a part of the packaging just to make things a little easier. You'll also notice in the back I have my Omega Aqua Terra 41 with its original bracelet, so I will be doing a comparison between the two bracelets. So right off the bat, this is just a simple padded envelope. Let's see what's inside. Get all these things out. We get our stickers that Uncle Straps likes to give. Here we have like a Speedmaster one and your normal Uncle Straps one. Put that to the side. We get our card with a code there. Our end links. I like how he's separated end links from the actual bracelet so they don't scratch each other, which is quite nice. And our bracelet. So let's get these end links out. And they each have their own separate compartment too, which is quite nice. One. And two. Now the bracelet. Just a simple Ziploc bag. Uncle Straps branding there. Nothing too fancy, but I don't really expect anything fancy from just a bracelet. Okay, here's the bracelet. Now the spring bars are also in here. Let's get those out. Place those down here. All right, let's get these stickers off. Let's see. Peel this way. Let's lift that up. It's always satisfying taking these protective plastics off a brand new item. Now this one here, let's undo the clasp. Get this one. Very satisfying. And one right here. Slow peel. Very nice. And it goes under as well. Let's see. Yeah, it goes all the way under there, if you can see. So let's see if I can get this off without removing. Okay, I think I did it. Let's check. Yeah. Now there's some on the clasp here. Let's get these off. Some on the underside of the clasp as well. Let's get that off. One. Two. All right. All right, what I'll do now is I will size it up. I'll just give my brief first impressions and then I'll start comparing it to the original. Sized up and ready to rock. Here it is on my Omega Aqua Terra 41. Now, right off the bat, I'm a big fan of this type of bracelet. It's very similar to the Omega Speedmaster 3861 bracelet in its styling. And when I saw that Uncle Straps released this, I just had to purchase one straight away. Now, I like how it has this subtle polishing and brushing. It's not too flashy like the original bracelet. And I feel like it does suit the watch. You know, the teak pattern on the dial matches well with the bracelet. Details on the dial, details on the bracelet. Now let's get into its build quality. Now, one thing I noticed with this bracelet is it doesn't really collapse. As you can see there, it flows well, but it doesn't collapse. Like, look at that. I'm pushing and it's quite stiff. It's firm. And that's because I have two links here to show you the way the links are constructed. So if you see there's kind of like this lip. So this bottom link here, that's one whole piece. Okay. And that lip there, what happens is when you combine the links, it rests on that lip, and that's what's kind of like anchoring the link. That's what's stopping it from collapsing like this, which what it does is it kind of has this like jangly feel to it. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very, it's not a big deal, but it does have that like jangly feel, and it doesn't collapse as I was expecting, because unlike some of these other bracelets that I have, they just collapse. But this one here, it has like a firm construction to it. But look at that, it contours nicely, so I don't think there should be any issues. Now it is sized or adjusted with push pins, which can be a little annoying, can be a little finicky. I would have much preferred screws. It would have made the whole experience much more enjoyable, but push pins are okay. They get the job done. Now the clasp already is a major upgrade to the original bracelet. I mean, look at all these micro adjusts you get 5 there, and I like how the clasp, it's in line with, again, that Speedmaster styling. So you see, you get brushing with those ridges, polished bevel there, Uncle Straps logo. Feels very nice. Solid milled clasp. The clasp is just great. It's better than the original bracelet. Now, one thing I did notice about this bracelet is the way it fits with the case. And this, I'll showcase this more when I compare it to the original. But if you can see here, it's not a completely perfect fit. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but the end link doesn't really match with the top of the lug there. It kind of just drops down. See on this side. So if you can kind of see that, this little ledge here. So it doesn't meet at the top of the lugs. So when you're looking at it, it doesn't have that clean flow into the bracelet. It's kind of just like a drop in. Now it's got a tiny bit of play, but that's to be expected with most aftermarket bracelets, and even original bracelets still have a bit of play. But overall it fits quite well and it looks fantastic. So I'll get it on my wrist so we can have a look. Okay, let's see how it fits, how it sits. Here it is on my wrist. I have a 6.5 inch wrist for your reference. It's very comfortable. And again, the that lip on the links, it has no impact on wearability at all. So that stiffness that I was talking about earlier, yeah, it's not noticeable at all. And it contours great, no hot spots. It's very comfortable. All right, let's take a look at these two bracelets. So you can see there, the Uncle Straps bracelet has a much more intricate design compared to, the standard 3-link design on the original. Now, one thing I didn't like about the original bracelet is these center links. They're very large and they're polished, which it attracts a lot of scratches, a lot of smudges, and it's very reflective. It's very flashy. Okay. Now, what this bracelet helps to alleviate is it's mainly brushed with polishing accents, so it will hide scratches much easier, and it's not as flashy as the original, as you can see there. And overall, I just like the look of this type of bracelet over this one here, because the original bracelet, it's rather flat, and I just feel like it doesn't really suit the case of the Aqua Terra, whereas this bracelet here does have some curvature in it, and it does kind of match the detailed dial of the Aqua Terra. Now, as I was saying earlier about the clasp on the Uncle Straps, it's a milled clasp with micro adjustment, and the micro adjust here is pretty much what makes it absolutely destroy the original bracelet, because if you look here, it's a kind of like a fold over butterfly style clasp, no micro adjust, so you just have half links to play with, which can make it kind of difficult to size up. Okay, but here, yeah, 5 points to adjust, and it's just much easier to function. I mean, one press of the button and it comes off. Whereas this one here, while it is like a locking feature, you do have to, undo both sides. I will say though, the original bracelet is obviously going to have a much better build quality, because this here, the Uncle Straps, can feel a little jangly, whereas the Omega bracelet, it's very solid and it feels very nice and very refined. It's much softer to the touch compared to the Uncle Straps bracelet. So here I have on one side the Uncle Straps bracelet and the other side the original bracelet. So you can just get a quick glimpse of what they both look like when they're on the watch. So you can see there, just by moving the watch a little bit, you can already see which bracelet attracts more light. It's that original bracelet with the large surface area of the polished center links. It's very flashy. Now, the Uncle Straps bracelet, you can also see that it tapers much more than the original. Now, while it's in this configuration, I wanted to point out the way the end links meet the case. So, as I was saying earlier, if you look at the original end links, they match the case quite well. They meet at the top of the lugs and they have this clean sweep across. So you can see there, see how this sweep goes down and it has that nice transitioning curve. Very little play in the original bracelet. Whereas when we come to the Uncle Straps bracelet, as I was pointing out earlier, it does have that drop in, that ledge. You see how it doesn't meet the top of the lugs, and if you look at it from this way, it doesn't have that same curve. It's just a drop in straight into the end link, and it flattens out. So if you look again, see how the original has that curve there, a sweeping look, matches the top of the lugs. It fits very well, whereas the Uncle Straps one, it doesn't fit as well. And I was hoping that it would fit the same, because when it comes to watches, I know these are very small details, but every little detail counts. And I don't know if it's not really noticeable on camera when you're looking at it like face on like this, but you can definitely notice that this bracelet is just dropped in, whereas when you're looking here, it has that smooth transition and flows well. So you will notice it a lot more in person. Now, even when I just do this, so if you kind of focus your attention here, if I do this, you can see the case kind of just flows into the bracelet. Whereas if I do it on this side with the uncle straps, you can start to see this, I don't know, this cavity area here. So you can, if I do that, you can kind of see where it just cuts into the bracelet. Whereas here, you can't really notice that. Okay, so it's these small things like that that really do make a big difference. There it is, guys. I hope this video helps in your decision if you're thinking about getting the Uncle Straps bracelet. As always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.